So I thought we'd wrap this up. This is Therapy Rarity, Critical Thought, Caring Rarity, and a half dozen other aliases online. I will include a link to all the previous videos on this topic. Caring Rarity a while back had rebranded because Twitter had banned them. I can't say why. Not beyond a shadow of a doubt, but after I covered them before, they swore up and down that they had gotten better, that they had cured themselves of their interest in children, that they will no longer be pursuing kids online. Now you might call me citing Caring Rarity's continued interest in drawings of underage arts as hypocritical. It certainly raises an eye. Maybe Caring Rarity at long last has learned to keep things in the realm of fantasy. So I have a series of screenshots to get to today. Part of this is thanks to Archer, but who pointed out this kid here that Caring Rarity is gushing over is 16. Even if you don't consider this a big deal due to some of the state laws, keep in mind, the kid was removed by his dad from the internet when he found out that what his son was getting up to. And to that parent, at least for your initial response, you have my respect. And oh boy, we'll get to the kid's responsibility because I'm not Vita and I'm not about to sit there and give the kid a pass. Let's talk about the Secret Rift erotic roleplay account, and as an admin at the Secret Rift, I can tell you there is no such thing. And the Secret Rift doesn't have an ERP section, does it?
Why the hell are you asking me? Also, no, we're professional.
I mean, you are British, aren't you?
What the hell is that supposed to mean?
Officially, at least. We can get to his erotic roleplay partner. Then we'll talk about the $200 bounty that me and my fans have put on a certain alleged private video for Caring Rarity. Alright, I'm doing this update, unscripted. My girlfriend had brought it to my attention when we were looking into the kid, the one who was involved with Therapy Rarity. The blazing sun pony, came into it and said this. Oh hey, I know him. He's a cute OC. I also ER ... Wait, how old is he? Now, I feel like Blazing is fucking with us at this point, but all the same, sure, I don't think I've put him in one of these videos proper, so this will only take, there's only 5 screenshots. We'll hit this here, and then we'll just move the hell on. Whoa now, I'm not defending anyone. It's also just an interaction instantly making you a pedo. No, I don't think so. By that logic, I would have been in trouble for dating a 13-year-old once when I was 18 in high school. A while years back that by then. Here are just some of the concerns from Sunburn MLP. Nah, it's just me. I don't need to rethink my life. And exactly what grave have I dug? Also, this is something I'll never show to anyone, but I've even made a fan art piece of both me and Toon. Well, heading down the right road here. There's only 2 left here. Wait, assistant is how old? And this is in response to me talking about aiding assistant. He does a little sweat drop with his eyes going to the side here. And the last post. Well, I for one would have loved to have met my still current husbando Zach Toon in real life. But sadly for me, and a lot of other people, drove him away into hiding since January 18. So fuck you FNGR, you and Ruza. Hopefully my girlfriend is happy, and can't think of another word for happy, ecstatic with this coverage. I also hated the Blazing Sun Pony. I feel like we've talked about him briefly in stream, but not put him in one of these proper videos, because again, did I mention I have like 5 screenshots? I'm sure if we really looked, we'd probably be able to find double that, but terrible person, ERPs with kids, likes Toon Critic. That should be enough for you guys to be like, yeah, fuck that guy. Carrying on. This is the 16-year-old kid. I originally came across the account due to Blazing Sun Pony. This is the same person who was basically defending Toon Critic and also said that when he was 18 he had no problem ERPing with a 13-year-old. This is picture 1. Here is picture 2. These pictures will be cropped so that things that would not get over on YouTube are removed. Thunderblight, the Darker Bliss RP event. I have not asked Lightning Bliss if this is their account, but I am fairly certain, I am 99.99% positive they would not appreciate this account. Blight lifted up her tail and gave a readers a good view of her flank there. You happy, pervs? She asked angrily. Now, I am pretty damn sure they're not cool with this. Thunderblight Darker Bliss RP event. Blight looked back at the viewers who seemed to be eyeing up her exposed flank. Hey you, quit staring. You want this flank? You must earn it, she said. Feeling a bit pissed off. Jesus. Thunderblight, sorry to interrupt anything, but I'm here to say that in control now, that you will fear and please me. She shouts, I cut off that word here, and laughs evilly. Again, there's a couple of pictures here that I had to crop around. Bow before me, the most powerful alicorn. I'm just gonna skim this, something about Mistress. I don't think that they're cool with, I don't know any, mainstream major brony that is cool with rape. I'm just not even gonna read off the rest of those, holy crap. Secondly, for the Thunderblight event, I'll be getting started around 12 p.m. I'll still play as your favorite for a while until then, so stay tuned for Amaru and Blight. Oh, we'll get to that now. This is page 7. Good morning to everyone. I have a few things to get over. I ended up 2 results from the poll to kick things off. I would like the secret rift to the secret Lewd rift, the lovely Amara the fiery secretary. Amara is not part of the real rift. They are Josh Scorcher's OC for their is canonical the correct word here? No, for their actual in real life wife. I cannot imagine that Amara would be cool with this fan art. Again, I do believe that the person behind this account is 16. Still, I've tried reaching out to you on my main account and you have not replied. It's been brought to my attention that your father has attempted to remove you from Twitter and you've managed to wiggle your way back. So I just figured I was going to try and dispose of this behind closed doors, but since I also know you're underage and hanging out with a predator, I guess we're going to do this the hard way. Thunderblight, the darker bliss, not safe for work, edit by me. I don't know, arguably, cropped it high, so maybe there was something wrong, maybe there wasn't. It's a lot of pictures. This is the 9th picture. Bliss moans as she is ripped by tentacles, holds her, well, there goes monetization if it wasn't already, and making it impossible to break free. Why is it always tentacles? You know, I normally would make a joke here, but it's Lightning Bliss, so we're going to move past that as fast as possible. Oh boy, kid, that's a Sapphire Heart song. That's Manga Common's girlfriend. Real nice guy. He could put you through a wall, so probably wouldn't keep doing that one. There you go. Let's see. Thunderblight, good morning, everyone. I suppose it's time to announce our newest member of the Secret Rift, our crazy and energetic Midnight Sonata. Is that Joey Turner's girlfriend? You know what? I'm actually still not going to make any jokes. Moving along. We are on page 12. Midnight. Well, everyone, for the first treat for all of you, have some flank shots I recently used, whatever you think. She asked, showing off some ass pics. I will definitely be including a link to this account for 18+ people. It did say on the front of the account, if you do not appreciate these pictures, you can contact them and they will take it down. Yeah, I think they're going to do that. I think you're going to get a lot of messages, kid. I think you're going to have a bad time. Believe this is page 13, gender swap event. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Well, damn, that was quick. Thank you so much for the 30 followers. Assistant realm. The assistant part here is where I've been brought to the conclusion. I even remember talking to Leo that he thought that the assistant realm person is also part of the secret rift thing. We've talked to Archer that assistant realm is also the other individual that we're going to show in association with, caring rarity. Let's get to 14. Looks like our Blissy Boo just got a body upgrade. What do you all think? I think it had like a standard stretched out nudity. I cropped a lot of head and neck shots. That's what we're gonna get. We're gonna go a lot of head and neck shots. There is don't know if that's shining armor with. You know what? I'm gonna let you guys figure that out. Bliss, I'm not gonna read that off. Moving along. We're on 14. That's Mad Munchkin. Maddie, good afternoon. I believe there was probably a butt and other things on display there. Actually, that was 16. We're on 17 now. Lissy, what do you think? Do you think that my new outfit, Tits Out Tuesday, she teased the view for the naked body? Kid, go for a walk. Well, actually, can't go for a walk now. Go to your Steam account, play a video game, go read a book, go watch some TV. This is them using the Secret Rift assets. Thanks, Vita, that you've given a overly perverted 16-year-old access to this. Great job. Alright, I don't believe there's anything here. I guess it's just a boob shot or whatever. Hey everyone, little something for you. That's a keyframe in KP. I think that one's fair to show on there. That's page 19. We're on 20. More Secret Rift assets. Thing I asked Leo, which I'm not going to show. And already got that. Okay. Now, about this. My original point when I came across this, before I found out that this kid was wrapped up with caring rarity or therapy rarity or critical thought or half a dozen other names that the minor attracted person goes by. Critical thought also back in the day confessed to Webcake that they're a online, or they're a pedophile. Again, I will include, or at least I hope to put that on screen, which video that has that information on. My advice, my standard advice, if you came across someone role-playing as your account, and if it were small enough, is to just ignore it. But the kid has crossed so many people. I'm not going to say a 16-year-old doesn't know better. I think he probably knew. If you're fans of any of these people, you had to gather or garner, or maybe have reached out in the first place. I know the internet is a place where you do first and ask for forgiveness. Maybe not this way, but let's get into the more screwed up thing, shall we? God, I have way too many damn folders on this person. Okay, here we go. I think we should just get to, well, you know what, there's one more thing here. This one I just picked up today, that being Thursday, I believe April 30th. Let me double check that. Yes, it is indeed the 30th. This is from, I came across this when I was peeking through Caring Rarity's Twitter recently. And since this said that the childs aren't banned anymore, and the video is far more graphic than this shot here, but I had to grab something that would be YouTube safe. Rarity Bell, aka Caring Rarity, wish that was me on my knees for a little Shota boy. Again, you could sit there and say that that's strictly fantasy. Here is the one of the responses to the and Takami. My, looks like I've got some competition. Better be careful or you'll snatch away all my lovelies. And Takami, that's the original person. I clipped out their avatar because, again, it's probably not YouTube safe. So we're going to have a competition to see who's the biggest pedo whore. Ara. That's certainly blurring a lot of lines there between fantasy and reality. I think we're going to come across this one later. I included this as part of a tweet earlier today, replying to Gentle Blue Horse. This is Caring Rarity. It's something people generally don't talk about, most because of the professional accounts don't get too attached to begin with, and it's also associated with underage writers, as in the people behind the accounts are underage, running poorly made OC accounts. But these are accounts, like me, that genuinely fall in love with their partners. So this is Caring Rarity expressing the level of intimacy that they hold in regards to the people that they interact with. Who am I to differentiate? They sure don't. So let's get to this part here. This one's called Kid. Aiding Assistant. This is the same person behind the Secret Rift erotic roleplay and the other aiding account, as I've been told. So I don't think I'll be able to be chat on here anymore because of my dad taking my phone. And I won't be able to use anything to get on Twitter. So the next 4 days will be my last days on Twitter. I'll let you all say goodbye before I go. Now, it doesn't say the age here, but keep in mind, we do have that screenshot coming. It's a dad able to remove a kid offline. That's, with everything else, that's already a pretty bad sign. Here's Caring Rarity. Thank you for everything, darling. I will always love you. If you can ever find a way back, I'll still be here for you. Kisses you for what seems like forever. This one's number 1, Real Talk with Rarity. Time again with assistant aiding. Being forced to leave Twitter, it's got me thinking about the problems with my biggest struggle when it comes to RP, saying goodbye. It's plagued me since I first started roleplaying 6 years ago. Good God, it's been that long? 1 of 8. Depending on your reasons for being here, it might not affect you much, but as much as someone who RPs to forge genuine relationships with people, losing people has always sucked, and it's especially hard to acclimate to the frequency of which it happens on Twitter. This is going to be, I believe, 3-8. Most friends in real life, or even others online, tend to fall out due to some major change. A new character in someone's life, not so much with Twitter RP, especially lewd RP. Accounts get suspended, locked out, abandoned, and forgotten, oftentimes without warning. Here's 4-8. It's jarring the first time you experience losing someone who's invested so much of your heart and time into, especially if it's particularly no one's fault. I'm not going to lie, it's never completely painless. The stronger the bond, the harder it hurts. Now on to 5-8, but it does get easier. That I can promise you, the wounds of losing that person you cherished so much will be healed as new accounts come into your life to fill their space. You still remember the names and hold on to their memories, but you'll always make new ones. 6.8. Twitter RP is a revolving door of relationships. Accounts come and go. You can't control that. What you can control is your ability to savor every interaction. Tell your friends here how much you love them every now and then, and make the time that you share with them special. 7.8. This is the last one on this page. That way, when they do leave, you both part ways in a better spot than when you met. It's okay to take your time, too. It's not okay for a long time. I was in love with a cadence account and lost her for 2 years after RPing. It took me close to 3 years to get over that. Here's 3. The 8.8 is the last one. Once you can learn to start seeing the cynical nature of Twitter RP, you'll be able to recover from heartbreak much faster than you normally would have. Of course, I'll also be here to help those suffering with this the best I can. Thank you all, symbol thing. And this one's titled 16. I got this one, I believe, because of Archer. I've been doing alright. I'm officially 16 now, so there's that. This is October 1st, 2019. It sounds like they just turned. So, there you have that. I do have, I think, some other posts that I'm going to try and include here. So I have 2 more sections here. There's one on zoophilia, and there's one about their minor attracted persons. Let's get to, I don't believe I've ever covered the zoophilia before. I will include these all on screen. This first picture is called Zoo. Again, I don't want to put anyone down for how they feel, as that's just wrong. Just know that if you are wrestling with issues of being a MAP or a zoophile, my DMs are a safe space for you to talk. No judgments, no fear. I just want to help you. Stay lovely, darlings. Okay, let's go to Zoo 1. More likely you'll discover, like I have, that unless there is actually a deep-rooted emotional component to your attraction, it's not a sexuality to you, it's a kink. A sexuality is about both your physical and your emotionals and can't be built on arousal as well. Is anyone else horrified that this crackpot is dispensing this dime store medical analysis to kids? If you're the father of this 16-year-old and you let him back on Twitter, yank it back away from him. Do yourself a favor. I'm going to leave this on screen just so I can get to the next pages as fast as possible. I'm going to do one of these each. This doesn't mean that one party, this is page 2, is more right than the other, or that there is one has the moral high ground. No one should shame you for what you're into, especially if you're actually not hurting anyone. You must also rethink your sexuality and look at it more critically. Keep in mind here, the sexualities that they're both referring to are MAP and zoophile. Again, I will leave these on screen. Feel free to pause. Take your time. I don't feel like going through all of it again. And here's page 3. Once these fantasies have started to crack, I realized the reality of what would happen if I ever had sex with a child. Not that I would, even in the best case scenario where it was legal and nobody cared that I was doing it. It would be the worst sex ever, and yet they're still erotically role-playing with kids. A myth, I'm gonna keep going, a myth that if society changed its attitude, everything would work. Kids would be happy being with pedos. Pedos would be happy being with kids, and pedos wouldn't mind. This was a fantasy that I convinced myself and was a reality that just hadn't happened yet. For a decade, even though I knew that biologically said that a hymen isn't able to penetrate without pain until at least puberty, even though certain behaviors from attracted children I saw in public turned me off, I ignored these things because of that was so entrenched in a myth. I don't want to keep going here. I'll go to this last one here. This thread for anyone who identifies as a MAP or zoophile. I get it. I've been there myself. I thought I was a MAP for a long time. I mean, you're still going after kids. I'm not gonna demonize you for the way you feel. I'll let my audience weigh in on that on their own. I feel it speaks for itself. I'm gonna help you by sharing what I've learned through about working through these feelings. We're gonna get to the MAP posts. These are dark black. This is one. Attention followers. There's still 10 more hours on my poll, but the results seem to be mostly in. About half of you are purely avoiding me because of the controversy. If you were the ones who chose the option in the poll, please read this thread. This is for you. I'll be the first to admit trying to come out as a MAP was dumb. Really dumb. One of the dumbest things I've ever done, but I don't regret it. Why? Because I never would have learned how wrong I was about myself without it. Continued. Yeah, I do think I'll read all this, at least until I can't. I know this may seem like backpedaling to save my own ass. Yes, but I swear it's not. I won't deny that the attacks and the hatred played a part in me, reaching these conclusions that I am not a map. But this isn't the cause of it, do tell. Page 2. I fully prepared to defend my identity as a map to the bitter end, but I had to make sure with myself that it was worth the fight, worth fighting for. Upon some introspection, I found out that it was not, since most aspects of child love simply don't apply to me. Again, this is all self-internalization. This was no medical help. This was this person deciding, aha. This is why I retracted my identity as a map. A true map loves kids for their childhood, their love of the innocence, the inexperience, perhaps the impressionability. I discovered when I looked inside myself that I have never been into any of that. So here's my whole thought. I don't have a DSM-5. I am not a doctor. If you go after kids, I feel that you're an online predator. I think that's fair. And I also feel that I won't be sued by calling you a predator or a pedophile, because damage to good name, well, I don't see you having a good name if you're interested in kids or interacting with them on a sexual level. Not a lawyer. Don't take my advice. I'm just prepared to put my balls in a wheelbarrow and charge on that. The petite lolly body archetype? Absolutely. I'm all about that. I showed that in screen the other day. The last video I did, he got caught talking about the person he was role-playing with having a smaller body archetype and blocked them immediately when they're like, what do you mean by that? I am all about that. Let's see. But if you gave me the choice between a literal child and an adult with a lolly-esque body type, I would choose the adult 100% of the time, no question. A kid could never deliver the same satisfaction. Continued, for the longest time I figured that an adult was petite enough to appeal to me was a thing that didn't exist. That was my justification to myself for claiming to be a map. After looking into the options though, I found this wasn't the case. They do exist. The problem with that being is, and I won't call out which brony, there is a petite female adult entertainer in Brony who you may have seen some of the videos that cover Therapy Rarity. Therapy Rarity, aka Critical Thought, was already aware of that person. They were still calling themselves a map, and the only time that they stopped is when I found out who they were in real life. When I posted their picture, which they winded up exposing themselves because of a Spotify account. They've done this twice. Once on Therapy Rarity and once on Caring Rarity. It's amazing that they made the same mistake over again. Continuing here, sexuality can be a lifelong pursuit. I can take years or even decades to discover who we really are happens at all. I'm glad I now have a clearer view on mine. However, maybe your issue isn't with me directly. Maybe you're not avoiding me for my moral reasons. Maybe you're avoiding me because you're scared of receiving retaliation or being seen as a supporter to people who don't know the truth about me. I get it. I wouldn't wish that what I've endured on any of you just for talking to me. Now I'm going to be honest with you, Therapy Rarity, Caring Rarity, Critical Thought, and all your other names. I have seen a fair amount of your supporters who are fans of Lolicon, Cub, and Shota. The difference between them and you is I have not found, and I've looked fairly hard even at your online girlfriend. I've scoured that Twitter up and fucking down with a fine-tooth comb, but if I miss something, I'm okay to be corrected. The Sunset Shimmer one you talked to. I haven't seen them doing anything with kids. It's why they haven't gotten a full-length video, Therapy Rarity. So don't even think about going, it's just the Lolicon thing. No. Your other friend would be here, the one who hangs out in the comment sections, the one who posts in the streams. I forget their name. Anyways, let's get to the 4th page. If this is the case, it's okay to block me and move on. You don't really need your permission, but if losing followers is a punishment for my stupidity due to them feeling unsafe to socializing with me, I'd much prefer that than being the reason why they're getting attacked. I could live with myself. I could swear that you basically tried to bunker down one time when I started posting on Twitter all the people who were following you. I'm here to help people, that may remain being cut out of their life. I'm okay with that, so those who follow me don't pay for my mistakes. I'll hopefully turn around public opinion in time and people will see proof that I've changed. Here's the last part of that post. Thank you for listening, and I hope this has changed your mind. Remember, I love you all, and you all deserve to be cared for. Notice this is the therapy rarity thing here, talking about caring. I don't feel like if you go between the thing, he's never really denied it. If anybody wants to argue, if anybody wants me to explain, if I'm being entirely out of line, I'll be glad to sit down and talk with anybody who asks. Lucia, that's your friend. So anyways, let's get to that last part here. There is a $200 bounty that people like Blake Diamond, Leo Convoy, Shiakami, Blinky Iris, Rouge the Bat, my girlfriend. There've been a lot of people who've paid into it. I'm sorry for anyone whose name I've missed out here. I think Leo's holding on to the 30, which I'm gonna still keep it where it is, Leo. Keep it right where it is. Blinky, I know you're holding on another 20. There's the horrible unset. What if there never was a video put out by Therapy Rarity that they claim that they've only sent to their inner circle explaining the persecution, presumably mine, that I've given to them. I'm never gonna stop. I'm never gonna stop with you, kid. Come forward. Come forward. Show that you're getting medical help. I clearly want more. I'm sure Lucia told you about my Gab post, and I meant every word of it, but I'm not dumb enough to say that on Twitter. Till then, you know the song. Thank you, fuck you, bye. One more unscripted moment here, so let me just pull this up lickety-split. If this is a preview, that's all this is. In fact, you could probably figure out and make up your own mind, because I'm going to put all the screenshots. This YouTuber or Twitter account is called Timper Humphrey. I'm going to leave that on screen. Hopefully I'm going to include their YouTube account. They have over 10,000 subscribers on YouTube. This person appears to have been involved with the 16-year-old aiding assistant. We tried to talk to them, Ruza tried to bring them into a call, and they just swore up and down that its totes didn't know the age. We're not going to go away. You could get out ahead of this until I get to the next video. In real life, work has picked up for me, so maybe you'll have time. Then again, maybe you won't. Maybe I'll make time. Maybe I'll forgo sleep and maybe I'll get to that video just a little bit sooner. Hope to hear from you back ASAP, because you could ask aiding assistant's boyfriend, Therapy Rarity, if I'll just go the fuck away or not. Ta-ta!